Hi, blessings everyone. Excuse me while I move my body here. I'm feeling ever so slightly cold. Not cold, just a little bit. Um, the sun's shining and it's really beautiful outside. Blue sky and mm, very autumnal. Lots of golden light around and golden leaves, and it's a beautiful time of the year. Oh, and I'm playing with my hair. I feel as if I'm playing around with my energy a lot just now. So a message coming through. The message is: am I being ignored, or is it expansion? It's a good message. As we move through the shift in our consciousness, then we're creating space for ourselves, very much coming into the sacred and this unity consciousness that I speak about. But there's a sense of what can feel like isolation. For some it might feel lonely. They might feel loneliness. That the people that are close to us are moving away, literally, physically, because everyone is needing their own space and their own. I was going to use the word time. It's the timing of it in terms of who we are, how we associate ourselves with time. The people that we're extremely close to are also needing their space. So there's a feeling of everyone is expanding their consciousness, and within that there's very little to share actually, but because everything is light, and also this place of being inside us, being who we truly are, which is growing. So it's a very nourishing and nurturing time for ourselves, where we can really take care of this being that we are, this physical vehicle for life, and the sense of our uniqueness and authenticity that's coming through. So it's a really beautiful time for creativity and expressing ourselves with ourselves. The harmony is part of the expansion and it's growing. The need to step back from life, we're really having a retreat into ourselves. But for those of us that really know ourselves, including myself, there's a real need for a firm base, which is what I'm feeling, is the need for a proper foundation. our home, where we live in the world in terms of location. As our vibration changes, then we feel drawn towards different spaces and different places that hold that frequency. And there's a lot of movement going on, and it has been happening for really since we came into this new century. The movement started in the earth, and then people were literally moving around. Lots of people living on the earth, really kind of raw organic energy of being on the earth and being connected, living sustainably, and coming into communities. So the movement has been around really for the past 20 years or so, really strongly. It's been speeding up. In essence, there is a sense of how we're gatekeeping this new earth that's coming through, and therefore the movement is within our energy system, and these really powerful downloads that we're receiving each day that come in from the cosmos and that we're grounding through us into Mother Earth. And it can feel as if it's a non-stop process. So there's a need to have a space to hold us, physically hold who we are, and really organically feel this foundation coming in, which is, it's very powerful. So the expansion and the stepping back from the physical life is needed to allow our vibration to grow and to raise the consciousness on Gaia. So really that's the message that's coming through, is just to be aware. Having a safe space also, somewhere we can really feel at home, and knowing that whatever you're experiencing is contained in terms of the way that you are able to grow through the changes, and really to have that sacred space to allow you to do that. So I feel that there's two components. There are those of us that are at home, as I was just saying, and there's also, and it's, as I said, it's been like this really strongly over the past 20 years. It's growing. There are those that are moving around the globe, like literally physically moving, and that's their way of expanding their consciousness, is by moving into different portals and moving into different locations on the earth. So it's really interesting. The sacred and the temples on the earth that have really been affected by the shift of the ages, and that again has been on the increase over the past 20 years. There's lots of temple spaces that are actually breaking. There's lots of sacred energy that has been, I was going to say tampered with, but it feels like that. It's like the vibration that comes from the earth is actually breaking through the sacred. So lots of stone and very ancient buildings, structures that were organically built in the symbolism of the temple. They're lots of them have broken. The space and the energy and the stone has literally opened. And some of these ancient temples and the ancient roots in the earth, these tribal passageways are expanding. So there's a need to explore, if we choose, depending on where you are within yourself. Being able to create our own sacred space within our own structure, our own physical structure, and our own light body is crucial, I feel, at this time. Where the energy actually opens up from within, and so we are organically changing through the bones, the teeth. It's a big one for me just now. Bones and teeth, the mouth, the prayers that come through that we speak, being very aware of what is coming through the mouth. We're becoming channels of light, so it's important to recognise that we are a vehicle for the prayers that are coming through from the cosmos. Being able to create our own physical space around us that is part of that is like a Merkaba. It's a symbol of the divine and you could call it the belief system within the person. Yeah. The vibration that we've chosen to live within, and where that is connected with our own source consciousness. The life that we lead within that, which is based on our own language that comes through, how we communicate, the essence of our energy, and this light language that comes through. There's lots of us receiving symbols and lights, and there's light language literally coming through and out. It's expressing itself out the mouth. there's different tones and different vibrations that we're connecting in with. So our own symbolism, you might call it, the symbols and the language that comes through, and our heart energy, particularly within the heart, is a way of grounding and freeing ourselves to be who we are in our natural state of being. So it comes through automatically. And there's a really deep, deep beauty within that. So I'm sharing this message today to allow you to recognize that there is change happening within, and it's very deep. But there's also this, I don't know what to call this. I was going to use the word duality. I don't like that word because I don't actually believe in duality. Because everything is one, and we are in harmony with the oneness. Very deep sensitivity that we can feel towards ourselves and how we're experiencing life, where our programming and anything that is physically limiting us will literally just show itself and it will come through. So there's a need to know that you're safe within that, because the movement can be very quick, and also it can be confusing and all sorts of things if you're coming from a mental construct and you're not used to this. There's many people out there that are experiencing changes, and really it's like, wow, because they didn't ask for this. They didn't know that this actually was a reality until they experienced it. And then of course there's lots of questions that can arise from that. What's happening? Am I okay? All that kind of stuff. So as the vibration changes within, and the sounds and the frequencies that are coming through are connected with us and our own spoken language, we can feel like a very different energy, and we can feel that we've changed. And so that can create a feeling of dual energy, where the person that I thought I knew I was is no longer there. I know this one because I experienced it. So balance is, I guess that's the key word there. So it's very important to recognise that when we're at home, that we can be at peace in our space, and we can create, have fun. We need the joy coming through. So if you can tune into your voice and what you're feeling, you'll know that there is a profound shift happening. And the sound is the sound that comes directly from the divine and this essence that I speak about. The ancient source. So it comes in many, many different vibrations, different sounds. So the prayers that I share are coming from the awakening through the body that I had in August 2020. Previous to that, I was doing lots of sound healing and particularly connecting with the sacred and the sacred earth energies. And I still do this if I feel called to, it just comes through. And it's extremely powerful. And I need space to do it in because it's extremely expanded consciousness. So these prayers that I'm sharing at the present time are, I feel that they're very connected with this foundation that I'm speaking about and our route into the ancient source in Gaia. And we can feel that within the body, so it's in the lower energy centers. So I'll just share something as I speak. Ich malaritin aladorunum malari ich un aladim badatiti oshun ishuna malarin alai oi shun malala yaim ai oi So these prayers they're very beautiful prayers that are really connected through the heart, and they're grounding into Gaia. Through the body, I can feel it when I'm using them. And also when I share them, the vibration is the same. There's a need to know that you can use sound to balance your energies if you feel it coming through. So I'm just sharing that with you. If there's anything you want to ask, then just ask in the comments and I'll see if I can help, or if there's anything I can share with you. So that's really the message. It's about the expansion and knowing that everything is in divine order and everything is okay. So I'll speak to you soon. Namaste.